Good afternoon. My name's Bettina Hein. I'm the founder and CEO of Pixability. We're a software company that was founded out of MIT, and we help brands be successful on YouTube, and we use a big data approach to do that. So today I'm going to speak to you about busting myths and how to engineer a viral video. How many of you have created videos for your companies before? Okay, that's a majority of the room. How many of you have had videos that have gone viral? How many views? Uh-huh. Okay, all right. How many views did you get? Mm-hmm. Great, awesome. I think someone else raised their hand. How many views did you get?
Just a couple, over 100,000, and then a couple 30,000, but not.
Awesome, okay, congratulations. Awesome, yes. So, so we're going to talk about how you can engineer viral videos or how you can't engineer viral videos. So what is a viral video? And I looked it up on Wikipedia, and it says a viral video is a video that becomes popular through the process of internet sharing, typically through video sharing sites, social media, and email. Okay. Well, the reason I'm here to talk to you about is not how you can get your cat video to go viral. I'm talking to you in your function as a marketer. We're here at FutureM. Why should marketers care about viral videos? Why do you care?
Videos, can really, it's rich media, it's more interactive, can really sell your brand story.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe a blog or a tweet.
Okay. Yes, it can sell, right? So we're, as marketers, we're in business to sell stuff. So as marketers, we care about viral videos not because that makes us seem really cool in front of our boss. It can, absolutely. But we care about it in the end because we can sell more of our products, and we supposedly can get that for free. And this is sort of a myth that has abounded for a couple of years, that viral videos, you can first of all create them, and then you can get free awareness, free views. People start buying your product like crazy. Okay. Well, as a company with an engineering mindset, we looked at this phenomenon, and we decided we'd use a pig metaphor here. We're going to talk today about the whole hog of a viral video. We're going to dissect it and figure out what are the different components of a so-called viral video. We'll talk about the heart, about creating good content, about the ribs, about reaching out, about the underbelly, about the not so good stuff that is going out there. We're going to talk about the brain of it, the real engineering part that you can influence if you are good at analysis and looking at data. We're going to talk about the right feed, how you can feed a viral video, and we're going to talk about luck. So this wouldn't be a talk about viral videos if I don't show some video. So here's a brilliant commercial that seemingly went viral. Take a look. Almost 10 million views. And this goes on. It's a nice commercial, but it got 84% of the views from paid views. This was It got 16% free views. That, you could see it that way as a marketer. That's awesome. As marketers, we're used to paying for advertising. And this is what Heineken did here. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so, but it's also not what people believe to be viral. So if you see a brand out there that has this wonderful traction, has anybody recently seen the Dove video with a sketch artist? Anybody seen that? Okay. Dove put a lot of paid media behind that. Then the message took off and people started watching it. But they spent millions of dollars to seed that video and get it to go viral. So if you're a marketer, think about that. Think about not only the views. There are many, many ways to get views. And if it's all about the vanity metric that you want to see the certain number of views, okay. But is it really doing for your brand what it's supposed to be doing? That's what you have to think about. So here's another brilliant commercial that went viral here. Last year's Olympics, Nike, Find Your Greatness, 5 million views. Not totally bad either. I'm not going to show the content of it. You're welcome to check it out. But it had here lots of views from ads and 60% from advertising. That's 40% free views if you look at it that way. So, so think about that when you are looking at videos. How much of the awareness that you want for your brand do you want to be really viral? So if now we're going to dissect this whole hog of viral video, we're going to talk about the heart first. The heart of any video strategy, and we look at hundreds of brands with our software, the heart of it is the good content. You cannot create virality or any kind of awareness if you don't look at that first. Sometimes things just come together. A lot of you will remember here this very cute commercial from Volkswagen, Super Bowl 2 years ago, where the little Darth Vader made stuff happen. And that was on the Super Bowl, so lots of money went into this, but it also got shared out quite a lot. And so that's awesome, but not every one of you has the, Victor Lee said this morning, he said, not everybody has a P&G budget. Well, not everybody has a Volkswagen budget either. But there are ways to really engineer content that is good and good for your audience. All right, so here's something that is maybe a little bit more attainable for the average marketer. This is a company called Build Direct, and they are out of Canada, Vancouver. They are giving Home Depot, Lowe's a run for their money, and they create these videos with handymen, if you're into that type of guy. So here, take a look at this.
Do you want to add value to your home? Change the look of a room? Are you considering a cost-effective, easy-to-install laminate floor? Well, you're in the right place. This video will provide an outline of how you can install a great-looking, durable floor. For this demonstration, we're going to be using Build Direct's new Lambton laminate flooring with pre-attached underpad. One of the great features of this product is that it comes with the underpad already attached to the back side of the board. This provides cushion and a sound barrier.
So the guy's kind of sexy, I think, at least. But, but anyway, this is not a wonderfully produced video. It's not the Force by any measures, the Volkswagen commercial. It's not the Heineken commercial. It probably cost them less than $1,000 to make this video. But it has 1.4 million views. And why is that? Why is that? And it's a steady earner. It's been out there for a couple of years, and it just keeps growing. It keeps delivering. Well, this is about the heart of it. You know, you can reach people's hearts with different things. You can reach their hearts with a little cute boy that's wearing a Darth Vader suit. But you can also win people's hearts by helping them solve a problem. And that is they need to install a laminate floor. So there are different ways to do that. So when you think about your product, where can you actually touch the people that you are selling to? You can touch them on a very awareness, emotional level, or on a level where they need to solve a problem. Here's an example of something that I'll show in just a second here. So I'll show you in just a second example of something that went where it touched people in a different way. But I'm going to talk about the social outreach and sharing here. So when you're solving somebody's problem, when you're touching them, then you can actually get those ribs going and really touch all of your target group. So here is a video. I'm not going to play that video here, but it's a video from Coca-Cola, and it's oftentimes a little bit smaller when you have virality. Coca-Cola did not, we looked at the analytics, they didn't put any money behind this, so they didn't advertise this out, but it got 1.3 million views, and it's a video about overseas foreign workers from the Philippines that have not gone home in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. And this was a competition on Facebook where they were getting people nominated for this happiness project. And people really connected to that because it was around the holidays. They were sending people home to see their families for the first time in many, many years. And people shared this video. It really touched the hearts. So it was shared over 500,000 times. So how does that work, this social outreach? There are actually, right here, 5 components that we have figured out through our analysis. First of all, relevant content, right? The good content is relevant, whether it's relevant on an emotional level to your audience or it's relevant on a problem-solving level. You have to figure that out and figure out what your audience is watching. You also need to, when you do social outreach, find that core. How many of you saw Victor Lee's talk this morning? So he talked about the monopoly pieces. And what they actually did, what was brilliant about that is replacing voting in, voting out a monopoly piece. They focused it on the people that were really interested in this brand, and it spread from there. So look for that core. When you're engineering your video strategy, look for that core of enthusiasts, of people that will then be the engine of that sharing that you need to have to get your video seen. Subscribers to your channel, that's a great core to start with. So if you look at, for example, Hasbro's channel for Transformers has about 11,000 subscribers. That's not a huge number, but for a brand, that's actually a very decent number. Somebody like Chanel has worldwide about, I think, 40,000 subscribers. So, you know, for a brand, that's a pretty good number. And it's still quite hard. Not a lot of brands go and buy subscribers like they buy likes. So it's a pretty authentic number as well. Look for that. Then get people to participate. YouTube is actually, not many people know this, as big of a social network in terms of monthly viewership as Facebook is. There are 1 billion people that go to YouTube every month. And then there's cross-pollination between all of your different channels. So if you have a video on YouTube, don't just think it lives there, but it can go out through email marketing, through Facebook, through Twitter, through Pinterest, through Google+. Do all of that. But if you are thinking, you know, oh, I need to do something more for that, I don't know how to reach that, and I need somebody to help, here's something to be wary about. There are, and this is why this is also called myth busting. If you get solicited as marketers by people that promise you to get your video seen by the real people getting opt-in views, engaged viewers into customers. Yeah, that can happen, but oftentimes what you will get is a YouTube video embedded in places where maybe it shouldn't be. Or for example, here's an example of, this was a financial services brand located on the eastern seaboard of the US, and they engaged someone to help them seed their video, get it out there, talk about it. It was supposedly they were going to get all these organic blog posts about their videos, and this was here, XYZ, the viral video house behind this clip, XYZ knows, shop at XYZ. Well, you don't shop at a bank. Okay, so this is, people get paid to put this up, and what looks like, oh, all these blogs are doing stuff may not actually be might not be getting what you're paying for. So what we often do at Pixability with our software is we do forensics on these campaigns and a little bit of YouTube CSI. So here, this same campaign, again, financial services on the eastern seaboard of the United States, got all these wonderful views from testosteronablog.br, from Hungary, from Macedonia, from Portugal, from Japan. That's great. They have no ATMs there. This is not what you should be doing. You get all these views. 280,000, 17 click-throughs. I mean, CTR of 0.06%. Compare that to an average YouTube ad, which is somewhere between 1 and 3.5%. It's not there. So be careful when you're promised virality. This may be actually what you're receiving. So I'm going to go into the even more murky places on YouTube here. So the underbelly. Some people here said they had a viral video, and if I want to go compete with you guys with your couple of million views, I might just go and do this. I'll spend $800 and get 1 million views. I can go do that. It's not hard. Just go to whatever these sites, ytview.com or whatever, and get those views. We've experimented with it to see, and it actually happens. But it's a bad idea. Even if you want to impress your friends, it's a bad idea, because Google will catch you, and they will audit those views away. They might take your channel away, and you've not only lost your money, but you've also lost everything else that was on your channel. So there was a big abuse around this from record company labels. So here, this was late last year, where 2 billion views got audited out. So that's definitely not the right way to do it. There are other services here that are only slightly better, which is something called incentivized views. If you've ever played a game online, you may have seen some of this. They're sometimes called soft paywalls, where you have to watch a video to get a game credit, or to get a gift card, or get something like that. And oftentimes when you're sometimes buying video views via some ad networks, this may be kind of the stuff that you're receiving. There's nothing illegal about doing it. YouTube is actually now prohibiting that with their terms of service. They will start cracking down on that. And it depends on what kind of audience you want. If you're a gaming company and this is running in a game and you want to make people aware of another game, that may be the right strategy for you. But if you're trying to sell a car, or if you have a product that you the woodworking stuff, I'm not sure if that's the demographic that you want to go after. So be really careful with this underbelly. All right, now I've told you lots of stuff not to do. Let's see, how should you be doing it? Well, use your brain, because you all have one, and it's very performant. So the brain of how this whole hog here is that you have to look at who are you actually targeting. So this is the home improvement space here, laminate flooring, hardwood floor, all of that I used our software for, and I figured out that there are about 130 million views in this space with all the hunky handymen running around. And I can see that a lot of their views come from related videos. So people that are looking for information, you can derive from that are saying, okay, I am looking for laminate flooring. I'm going to look at all these different other videos. There's a lot of mobile traffic there, and it's a very heavily male segment, actually tending towards the older male segment. So if you're going after gaming when you're buying views, you're probably not getting those older men. Even if you go after Facebook games, lots of those skew heavily female, so you're not getting your demographic. Look at how many people are watching where you are. How many monthly views can there be? If in this space there are about 5 million monthly views that are estimated, wouldn't it be completely idiotic to expect to get a 10 million view viral video that helps your brand? So look at that. And we look at this with our software here, and you can see there's an outlier of 30 seconds here. You look at this here, there's a video here that's an outlier, but actually a lot of videos here are much longer. They are 5 minutes and longer on this here. So a lot of people think, oh, the ideal video length is 83 seconds. We actually see that videos between 3 and 10 minutes oftentimes get the bulk of views on YouTube because people are searching for information. And when you're looking at that, look at, this is hard to see from the back, but this is a visualization of the topics. When people look at what people are watching, they often get it wrong. They don't understand completely what their audience is watching here. So what we did here for the laminate floor spacing is you can see right here that hardwood floors are really big. Handyman is also, see? But rooms are there. Fireplace is there. Installation, kitchen, where people are putting that. That they're actually talking about their garage. Not quite sure why garage and laminate fits together, but here people are looking at decks also, renovating. They're also looking at different floor coverings, tile flooring. All of this you can analyze and figure out what your demographic is watching, and then you can start creating videos, not just one, but a series of videos that address the problem. So I would, for example, here think about maybe I should have a comparison of laminate flooring and tile flooring, ease of installation, soundproofing, all of those kinds of things. This will give you ideas. And you can also then go in and look at what your audience is here, how your audience is responding to this and what are they actually looking at. So what you can take a look at, if you're engineering a viral video, you can look at who is your competition for eyeballs. So if you're Home Depot, who do you usually think your competition is? There we go. Okay, Lowe's. You might even, if you're really looking out for, you might actually look also at Build Direct or other, smaller upstarts or local hardware stores. You might think about that. But on YouTube, your competition are actually the people that are amateur creators out there, or even channels like DIY Network that are out there. That is your competition. So if you look at this here, this is a visualization of the size of the channels. You can see Lowe's is actually doing not so badly here. Here, much smaller companies build direct. The colors actually talk about sentiment, so how are people feeling about your content? Are they liking it or disliking it? But a lot of these things people would not think of them. Who's Brian Zuck? I'm not sure that Lowe's knows that or Home Depot knows that. DIY Network is up here, okay. But you can find these are all these different competitors for the eyeballs of your audience on YouTube. You can see people don't like Expert Village much. They're one of the more spammy, howcast type of creators of content. So you have to look at this in detail to understand where traffic sources are, where viewer sentiment is, how much it's being shared out there. So if I were doing this live, you could see that actually Lowe's has a large number of views, but they have less shares of their videos than, for example, DIY Network has. So you have to look at how engaged is your video in comparison, and look at it across social networks. And then, once you've done that, and you've looked at your competition, you create videos, you put your own ones out there. When you're engineering a video, there are things that you can do to make it happen. So what's important is, we call this channel engineering and metadata engineering at Pixability. We have here, it's important that you actually look at the titles. If I go back to I'm going to go really quickly back to this one here that I was showing you with Nike. Okay, this one right here, Find Your Greatness. It has Nike in the name. It doesn't have anything about the Olympics in the title. It has nothing about the content of it. Oftentimes, we find these brands that have Usain Bolt in their video, and they do not mention it in the title. The title is actually your most important piece of metadata that you need to look at when you're doing this. So when you look at the metadata, in this order, this is what is important: titles, tags, descriptions, target links, and then annotations. And we've create these maps of metadata that you can then use for your optimization. All of this, you do not need, this is not something where you have to absolutely put big data software to work. It helps, but you can already do some of this on your own. So if you go home today and look at your channel, look at your videos, look at those titles and see if they are short enough and they have keywords in them. If you're using 10 to 20 tags approximately, look at the descriptions. Do you actually have a link in the target link as the first thing in your description to lead people to your site, to a landing page? We recently did something for a snowboarding and skateboarding clothing brand that has about 500 locations. And they came to us and said, okay, we want to do branding for this thing we have. It's called Couch Tour, and they have cool skateboarders, and it's all about awareness. And we convinced them to put in a couple of links, a couple of annotations to their e-commerce website, to products that were shown in there. And we finally convinced them to do that. They didn't put much stock in this because this was all about branding and awareness. And what happened is that within a very short time period, they paid for their entire awareness campaign and much more with the sales that they got from that. So I really don't think that the branding and awareness and selling through is a conflict of interest. So think about that. Think about where you can help your consumers, because they often will want to figure out, hey, what is that cool skateboarder wearing? Or where could I get that board or those kicks? So, when you do your metadata engineering, think about your customer and how you can solve their problems on YouTube. And what you also need to figure out here, this is a P&G brand, Good Nights. Track how you're doing on YouTube. It's the second largest search engine in the world. It's the largest search engine for music. It's a very large search engine rivaling Google in a lot of topics, and cooking and home improvement, fixing your car, lots of places. People often go to YouTube before they go to search on Google because it's a visual thing where they need help. So track where you are, track your social rankings. And then once you've done that, and I really mean it, before you go out and buy lots of advertising, do this work, and then what you can do is feed the pig with the right feed. Paid ads. It's, you know, we're marketers here, and it's not that we think that we can get everything for free. So we know that we've paid for advertising for a long time. We've paid for TV and for print ads. Here on YouTube, it's another channel, but you have to do it right. And the beauty there is that on YouTube, you can actually get a really synergistic effort going here. You can get your paid, owned, and earned media to work together. If you create good content, the heart of it all, and then you make people that are interested in this type of content aware of it, this will push your channel organically because people will come, they will watch, they'll watch other videos, they might subscribe, and your channel will go up in organic rankings. So, you know, if you think about regular SEM, how many of you regularly buy keywords on AdWords? Not that many? Okay. Well, lots of brands do it. Most brands do buy a lot of that. And there's this separation at Google on the side of the house. Well, if you're buying, you're buying keywords, but that doesn't influence your SEO rankings. Here on YouTube, it actually does, but it's what the metric that you have to look for is watch time. So YouTube will not reward you if you just get lots and lots of views. What they do reward you for, because they think that's a metric that is being gamed. So last year, they changed that metric from your view count to being the thing that counts to the watch time, the watch session that you're initiating. So if you have good content, you can actually, and you make people aware of that with ads, and you initiate these long viewing sessions, you're going to get credit for that. And so your YouTube channel will benefit from that. And you can actually send from ads, you can send people to your website, you can send them to your channel, you can get the social sharing going, and that all really works very well together. We actually have developed our couple of best practices in this regard here. YouTube ad placements, what you can do, you can use varying formats. There are lots of those out there. How many of you here have bought YouTube ads? Okay, a couple. There's search, there's in-display, there's pre-roll. So if you are seeing promoted videos on the side where related videos show up, if you see search, videos come up, and then in front of videos, the famous skip, right? Those are all formats that work, and depending on your demographic, the one or the other may work better than others. Pre-roll, for example, has the advantage that you're getting impressions even if people decide to skip. So if your brand shows up relatively early in that ad, you're getting a free impression because Google only charges you after 30 seconds. So smart marketers, or to completion of the ad. So you can't game it by just having a 10-second ad and getting everything for free. But if you put that early enough, you're getting probably 8 to 10 times as many impressions as you're actually paying for in terms of views. So look at that. You don't need to stick to the 30-second spots. I think it was Ron Paul that put out like a 30-minute pre-roll ad. So if people got interested in him that much, they could just continue watching it. I recently watched an ad. We do a lot of work with luxury brands, and I saw an ad that was about authenticating Louis Vuitton bags. And I totally didn't realize, actually, that it was an ad after a while. I knew that I had clicked on another one, but it was such good content. They were just showing me, what to look for and how this is, you have to look for this label, and this is stamped in and all of that. So I frequently skip too, I admit, yes. But this one I totally watched, and then I figured out, oh my goodness, I watched a 2.5-minute ad, but it was so great. And then I afterwards went to their channel because I said, hey, this is awesome. I need to figure out, this is great content. So it even works on me, what this stuff. So you can also plan according to time of day. Not sure if the beer ad or the Jim Beam ad is the best at 7 a.m. in the morning. Might want to have the Alka-Seltzer ad there. So we've also seen, for example, for cosmetics, there's a real spike in consumption of, how to do a smoky eye video. The spikes are actually at 6 p.m. In the evening, in the morning at 7, and then at 6 p.m. in the evening. So when people are getting ready for work and when people are getting ready to go out in the evening. So think of the time of day. Geographic focus, I talked about not having ATMs in Macedonia, right? You can actually put in state, city, zip codes, do that. And don't always optimize. This is, I think, the most important tip that I've saved for last. Don't always optimize for direct website clicks. Just don't fall into the trap of buy now. Lots of people are in, if you look at the marketing funnel, right, you have to understand that YouTube has awareness. It's also very heavy on consideration. At the bottom of the buying funnel, that's not typically where people are on YouTube. They can be, but not that way. So what you need to do is get people more in their consideration phase. Give them other videos. If you are Minwax and you have wood refinishing products, give them insight on what else you can do, what different products are there, what are the best tips to refinish an old piece of furniture. Do all of that and then get them to your site. You will get a much more engaged customer, much more likely to buy. Minwax is an example that we've recently seen where the people that came from YouTube, where we built these funnels, actually spent more than twice as much time on Minwax's site than those people that came from Facebook. Because they were more engaged, they wanted to find out more information. So that is really important. Okay, and so here, this is the final part of this here, and then I'm going to have plenty of time for questions. But be ready for luck. That's the tail part of the whole hog. That is something that can happen to you. You mentioned it, right? You got shown on, was it ABC?
Yeah, that was one of work trying to get in contact with them over the course of months.
So you engineered that luck with that. We've had customers that really, where it happened, they put out something, they got contacted, I think this was by Good Morning America, and they wanted to put it out. And this brand here, they were overwhelmed. They couldn't get their PR department to approve the video to be shown. It took them 72 hours. By that time, the window was closed. So be ready prepare for that luck. And serendipity can really happen. Here's an example of a L'Oreal brand, Derma Blend Pro, that created a video. It was very much on brand, on message, but it went viral. So here, this is what happened. They had this guy here, this really stern-looking guy. I'm not going to show the video, just a couple of screenshots because it shows it. This guy is looking really stern, and he starts cleaning off his chest. And it turns out that this is a guy that is covered and covered and covered with tattoos. Dermablend Pro is a really strong makeup that covers scars and tattoos and all of that. So very much on brand, on message, but it went viral because it was so impressive to see this product in action. You've seen other things like this. You probably know Will It Blend, right? Very much on message of the product, but a message that resonates even wider. So they got over 12 million views for this, and this is a tiny L'Oreal brand. There was no money behind it, but a really good video where it worked. So be ready for that. And then they actually, when that happened, they were able to spread it out and put it through their social networks. So they got a lot more incremental interest in that after that serendipity really happened to them. So when you put all of these elements of the whole hog together, right, you have good content, you do all of the metadata optimization, you can buy some ads, you can really engineer results. You can get organic traffic going. You can get channel subscriber growth happening. But you have to think about it in a really systematic way. Just putting a video out there and hoping it will go viral is really not a strategy. Lots of people say that hope is not a strategy. So as a summary of this here, know your audience before you create something. Understand the heart. Share the passion. Have it shared through people that are already passionate enthusiasts for your brand, for your type of product. Don't engage with the underbelly. Just don't do it. It's not worth it. You work too hard for something like that to take away your channel and all the work that you've done. Track what people that are in the space here with the brain, track what people are doing that are successful and clone yourself to success. So you can actually look at recipes of what other people have done, look at their metadata, look at what they are doing, and you're not going to be successful with the exact same thing. So if you want to emulate Old Spice and do that same thing, that was a couple of years ago. That's not going to work today, but look at the analytics part of it to see where you can get to people. Give your whole video hog the right feed. YouTube ads done right are really worth it. And be ready for the luck when it happens. All right, well, thank you so much.